Hi, my name is Troy and I travel the country. So I've been at this for a long time now. I've been traveling the country now for 3.5 years, and initially it was supposed to be for 6 months. I fell in love with it, hopping trains and hitchhiking around the country. But I figured I'd take this opportunity to talk about how I started, why I started, and everything that led into it, because it's a very frequently asked question. And I figured it'd make a good video. Initially, I was a workaholic my entire adult life until I started traveling. 80, 90-hour weeks are very common. I very rarely had a day off. So up until COVID, leading up to COVID, I was working as a bartender 50 to 60 hours a week, and then I did software engineering as like a side hustle. And I did that, 20, 30 hours a week. So COVID happened. I lost both my jobs, which wasn't a big deal because I immediately started a small software engineering company, got that up and running in a couple of weeks, got some clients, and everything was looking good. But I was only working, once I was up and running, I was working 35, 40-hour weeks. I had a lot more time to myself, started going outdoors more, and I started getting ready for what I was about to do. I didn't even know what I was going to be doing, traveling the country for this long. But I do feel like I just scratched the surface, even though I've been doing this for 3.5 years full time. There's so much left to see, left to do, so many people to meet, so much scenery to check out. So I'll be at this for a while. But yeah, I got the idea watching people on social media during lockdown. I think a lot of us found escape through social media, other people traveling, stuff like that. So I started watching Hobo Shoestring. Later on, I get to talk to this man. We get to exchange messages on occasion. And unfortunately, he passed away last April. So I've been scattering his ashes around the country. His family was nice enough to give me some of his remains to scatter around the country. I've been doing so. Um, Never thought I'd be in the position to meet the person that inspired me to come out, one of the people that inspired me to come out and travel. He was an absolute legend. He is sorely missed for sure. Um, well, just go back to where I started. So I decided I'm going to go travel. Sold all my stuff. Now, at the time, I was going out for 6 months, but I sold all my belongings. I didn't give them to someone to hold on to. I didn't put them in storage or anything like that, or family or anything. I just sold it all, gave it all away. I gave my life savings to my family. I said, hey, I'll be back. It's not going to be for a while. So I took $2,000 with me, and I decided I'm going to go to the Greyhound station in Boston. I got the first ticket out of Boston going to Buffalo, New York. It was the first Greyhound leaving Boston. I landed in Buffalo, camped out the night, and it was so stressful leading up to me leaving. I had to at least go in my apartment. The ball's rolling. There's no stopping it. A lot of drinking. A lot of drinking. I dove head first with a bottle of Jameson. Never came up for air for that month leading up to me coming out here. But that first night, at some train tracks in Buffalo, camping under the stars, no safety net, no nothing. I'm like, I made the right call. I immediately just felt better, a lot less anxious, a lot less depressed. Now I'm always smiling and love what I do. Second day, I'm walking down the train tracks. I was hoping to grab a train at some point, find someone to teach me or something like that. But I was walking the tracks and the train pulled up and stopped. Now I know it's an intermodal train siding out and all that, but I didn't know that any of that back then. I've never even seen a freight train until I hopped on my first one, like up close. We don't have a lot in Boston where I'm from. Hopped on the train, took me to the worst train yard I've ever been to, North Baltimore, Ohio. It's like a prison, it's like a super high security yard. That's a story for another day, though. But yeah, I started traveling, and I wanted to return the favor. This was the social media part came in. I started streaming and all that, but initially it was just videos, kind of similar to this. So I started, you know, making videos on a couple different platforms. One platform I started getting some traction on, so I focused on that. Those are going to be getting banned soon, but that's another issue within itself, right? Um, it took me about 3 months to get like my first viral video over 1 million. And I don't really chase fame. I don't chase wealth. I don't try to placate algorithms and stuff like that. I just do what I do and hope people like enjoy watching it. But that kind of mentality has worked out well in my favor, where I'm not one of these creators that are on here just trying to do anything for attention and hamming things up. I'm like, this is how I see the country. But initially, like I said, it was just to return the favor. It was just to um, give back, because like when I was in lockdown during COVID, and my only escape was when I got to go hiking in the middle of the day, go cook lunch somewhere, and at the end of the day, watching people travel around the country. Hobo Shoestring, Stove the Hobo, Abby the Spoon Lady, all the greats. And I never thought for a moment I'd be one of the most well-known travelers, train riders, hitchhikers out here. I had no clue I was in for that, but I stuck with it. There's a lot of time put in, streaming every day, recording every day, editing every day. Started trying to make videos like this where I can work on my narration and voiceover a little bit more and just doing visual storytelling. So this is my crack at that. But that's how I all got started, though. I took $2,000 with me, ended up in Detroit. I met another train rider. He had foot a sense of epilepsy, and he didn't have like the mental wherewithal to get his own medication. I met him in Toledo, brought him to Detroit, where we got him his medication for asthma and for epilepsy. It was D4 or something. I forget the prescription. But the Ruth Ellis Center out there, started working out there. Initially, I started working everywhere I went. I worked for like a week, traveled for a month, worked for a week, traveled for a month. Social media for me picked up back in early 2024. So it's been about a year where my main source of income has been social media. But I need to start working on what I do. You know what I mean? I need to get better at what I do, editing, making different kinds of videos. And I finally got a real camera. Everything I've done at this point has been camera phones only, 2 phones using in tandem. And I just recently got a camera, the Kodak AZ528. From everything I read before I picked it up, it's a good starter camera. It doesn't have a lot of the options a nice camera would have, a better camera would have, but it's a good jumping off point. It's going to learn all the settings and then kind of go from there, what I need and what I want. But in an effort to not make this video too rambly, I'm going to try to do a different kind of workflow where I do videos like this with like overlays and stuff as I travel to places. My next video will probably be about Winslow, Arizona. I got a lot of shots out there about the history in Winslow, and that's like the charm of Winslow, Arizona for me, is all the history there. So hopefully the next video will be me sharing that. I just figured I'd do this little, frequently asked question kind of setup where everyone's always asking me how I got started. So I figured a nice long rambly video would be perfect for that. But anyone that's made it to this point in the video, thank you for watching. Hope you consider following or subscribing. And thanks for watching, period. You guys have been doing anything with your time, and you take a little bit of your time to see what I'm up to. So thank you from the bottom of my dirty hobo heart, and I'll catch you on the next one. Anywhere, man, up.